Welcome back, Tribe. I have an episode here that says Walk and Talk Group aims to fight loneliness among men. What in the world?
This morning, we are taking a closer look at a growing crisis in America, loneliness and social isolation. For many, it's getting harder and harder to make connections, especially for men. And that can harm more than their mental health. It impacts their physical health, too. I recently spent some time with one group that's trying to make connecting easier, literally, one step at a time.
I feel like all of the best people I've met in my adult life have been here in New York.
The name of this group, Strolling Through Central Park, is quite fitting. Walking, talking, men.
I'm trying to get better at finding time for myself.
Twice a week, that's exactly what they do, candidly chatting about.
I know this seems cringe, believe me. But the way men bond is not facing together, it's facing something head on together, shoulder to shoulder. A simple walk like this is enough to get a man focusing on going straight, but also calm him down so that he's able to open up. This is very strange. I'm telling you, go on a walk with the homies, go hiking, go camping, go do literally anything that has you side by side and watch the magic.
Their lives.
They're getting the kind of connection that they need and that they haven't had in their life. It used to make me uncomfortable
to be around other men.
trying to be a friend.
It's trying to be a
I
friend.
wasn't sure how to do it.
Mark Green co-founded the group last year,
let's do
finding
it.
no shortage of interest.
We have huge numbers of social isolation for men, for everyone, but for men specifically.
Show of hands, before this, who here was feeling lonely? It's not easy to admit, but they're far from alone. One study finds just 27% of men have at least 6 close friends. 15% report having no close friends.
I had thought I had a lot of friends, and I did, but when I really looked at the connections I had with them, I realized that something was missing a little bit.
In 2023, the Surgeon General issued an advisory about loneliness, saying it increased the risk of premature death by 26%, on par with smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
If I have a busy day, I never have a problem with loneliness.
Matt Ritter and Aaron Carroll created a podcast, Man of the Year, to address the issue.
In high school, you learned sex ed, but you never learned friend ed. Especially for men, we need tools.
They tell men, find your third place. Not home, not work, but someplace you can find guys with similar interests. And when you make that connection, plan something.
People are afraid, if I text Jim, Jim's not going to like it. Trust us, he's waiting for you to text him.
Their advice, TC.
Damn, we have fallen off of a fucking cliff in the West, bro. I commend these guys for getting the basics going, of course. I'm 100% for men reconnecting and finding their place in the world and building a social group. I'm just more critiquing civilization, the society that we've created in the Western world. This is what's left of masculinity. This is why it's so important to fight all the demonization, all the male toxic masculinity, language, the feminism, all this shit from the top down. We have to preserve what it means to be a man. We have to preserve what masculinity is, or else society is going to be lost. It doesn't just affect men. When men aren't doing good, nobody does good. Women don't do good. Children don't do good. Society doesn't do good. The fabric, everything falls apart. Men hold society up, not women, not nobody else, not the government, nobody. It's men. When men are weak, society turns to shit. We should be pushing for strong male role models, strong masculine traits, strong men in general, because society will function better. The world will be safer. You take that away, then you have nothing but what you see today: degeneracy, drug abuse, homelessness, single mother epidemics, women on pills just to survive a day, SSRIs and all that shit, thousand cock stare. They're selling their bodies for trinkets. Men are gooning off to the world for $5 a day or a month, whatever the subscription is, and then tapering off some of that loneliness and taking the edge off with video games, anime, and whatever else keeps you in a room instead of out there conquering the world, because there's nothing to conquer because the rest of the world turned their back on men. And this is what many men feel. But the other side won't hear it. Then you have the conservative cucks on the other side, the neocons, that tell men to get out of your basement and stop playing video games as they pull the fucking ladder up when they were making progress. And the other side just hates your guts because they simply blame men for all issues in society today. It doesn't matter, including their own bad decisions. They have no accountability. So you're left in a hard spot where you try to be a good man in society and you're punished for it, where you try to do the right thing and actually holds you back. And when you try to live a life of moral and character values that would be looked up to just 50 years ago, is now seen as being weird, a creep, weirdo. Don't hold the fucking door open for me, you misogynist. I could do it myself. Don't fucking talk to me. Don't hit on me, weirdo. And then on the other end of that, they'll cry, why don't men talk to us anymore? Where did chivalry go? Men aren't gentlemen. They don't hold doors open for us anymore. It's such bullshit. And so the more you attack men, the more you're attacking society that you're living in. Now, the problem is the left, as they were attacking men and destroying the patriarchy, they didn't have an apt replacement for it. What was the grand replacement for traditional masculinity? Turns out they didn't have an answer because to them, everything is a construct. Therefore, nothing is real. And reality is whatever you make of it, including gender. Well, look how fucking well that worked out for you. I don't know, man. I think the pendulum is barely starting to swing back, but it's not swinging far enough, fast enough, hard enough. And men should double, triple down on making sure this liberal, feminized ideology is completely crushed. Absolutely nobody benefits from a feminine democracy. Literally nobody. This is why we're knocking the door of authoritarianism right now. The left, I was watching some stuff earlier today, and leftoids were complaining about Trump. I don't mean to get political, but does anybody on the left, because they love to blame Republicans and Trump for like their way of life being destroyed and their civil liberties infringed on and, whatever else that they'll say when they're attacking the right. Has it ever occurred to the left that the only reason a character like Trump even made it to the presidency is because of how hard you alienated an entire gender, men, and specifically white men and men in general, younger men? So in your bigoted hate of masculinity, you are the cause for the emergent populist right, nationalistic right. See, if the Democrats would have clamped down on the more radical progressive side of the blue aisle, then you would have been able to have somewhere in the middle, right? The Overton window shift wouldn't have been as extreme, and you wouldn't have alienated so much of your own that people probably felt like they didn't have a choice but to vote for Trump because we were headed way too far in the loony left direction and nobody was really comfortable with what we were doing and didn't want another 4 years of that shit. So if the Democrats literally just pander to, cater to, something acknowledged at least young men in general, how DEI is woke garbage, how cutting your dick off is woke garbage, your tits woke garbage, all that stuff is woke. Fat is not beautiful, you're fat. Okay, it's not fat phobic. Nobody's fat phobic. Nobody's transphobic. Nobody's homophobic. Nobody is scared of any of these people. We're tired of the victimhood. We're tired of the tribalism. We're tired of the, woe is me and I need extra help and we're going to take the rich's money here and divvy it up communist style to everybody else and you will be all well, comrade. Capitalism is the devil. We haven't lived in a capitalist system. Hello? We bailed out banks in 2008 and 9. Does that sound like capitalism to you? Too big to fail? That's a socialist message, right? We've privatized the gains and socialized the losses. We bailed out the big banks and nobody got arrested, but some like mid-level fall guy. One dude got arrested for the 08-09 financial crash. What is that? How is that capitalism? Where we, the taxpayer, bail out private corporations for their mistakes? Come on, man. Like these people need to learn a fucking thing or two. And this is what we're trying to avoid, a complete collapse, because we're already teetering on the fucking edge. We got Palantir that's just sucking up all the data. We're developing censorship and complete internet lockdown. They're trying to pass internet censorship bills in the United States. We're over here laughing at the UK and shit because they're getting arrested for, hurting someone's feelings. But they're trying to pass their own version of the censorship for the children. We have to save the children. Laws in the United States. Can you see that these people are knocking on the door of your civil liberties? Can you see? Like, when does America use the 2A to defend the 1A? Because it's been under attack. What's happening here? You guys voted for your dude on the right. Congratulations. He was much better than the crazy hag on the left. Sure thing. But why are people getting arrested for disagreeing, especially students on campus, for disagreeing with a certain nation in the Middle East? Wow, that's fucking strange. Why are there rules and special privileges for a certain people of a certain nation in the Middle East, but Americans are fucking starving to death? We got homeless people like crazy. We got people addicted to pills. Our jobs are fake. There's nothing but ghost reporting on the numbers. You apply to have your data siphoned so some company can sell your fucking data because you're struggling for a job and you can't get one, so they'll just make money off millions of applications to the jobs they never intended to hire anyone with anyway. And then if you even have a job and make some money, good luck owning a house, ever affording one to buy it, because Blackstone's over there with their fucking fist right up your ass, ready to pay cash 10 to 15% over for houses. And then your entire neighborhood turns into a massive rental fucking neighborhood where over half the houses are for rent and they're jacking up rental prices, driving everybody away. Oh, and then if you manage to somehow get your job and not replaced by some H1B motherfucker from you know where, congratulations yet again, my friend, you're slipping through the cracks. But how many more cracks do you got to slip through in order to finally breathe that you're surviving in this fucking economy these days? It's a joke. This is the decline that's being managed. We don't have leaders. We don't have a single fucking leader in this country. What we have is management, and management is fucking garbage. That's the truth, bro. And I can go on and on about that shit.
Text weekly, call monthly, see each other quarterly. These walking, talking men have learned the benefits of face-to-face meetups.
I got a little bit of exercise for my body and for my brain and my heart, too.
It's only been a few months, but is it fair to call this life-changing?
Yes, it's changed my life. I think the thing that I want to communicate to men is that anyone can do this.
Just walk the walk
Naturally.
and talk the talk. And I'm excited to have Mark Green himself in studio with me this morning to talk further about this, because we had such a great conversation about this, and there's so much more I know that we can cover. You've been doing this about 8 or 9 months now. You posted something on Reddit, and what was the response like when you did that?
What was interesting is a number of men emailed me and they said, oh, I already know what this is. I already get this. I understand why I need this.
And in some situations, it was the wives who saw it, who sent it to their husbands or their significant others and said, you should look into this, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because they've already been in conversation about this issue, right? Like you don't have enough friends. You need to develop that part of your life, and men already know it.
We showed some research there, but I want to add some more research there about feelings of loneliness spanning generations. More than half of Gen Z, Millennials, and Gen X experience loneliness. Almost half of baby boomers do. I know you're familiar with some of the research, but talk about what seems to make it harder for men to make connections.
Well, there's a researcher here at NYU named Niobe Way who wrote a book called Deep Secrets. And basically, she discovered that the cultural messages to boys and men are basically that as we get older, we shouldn't need close friendship. We shouldn't be so emotionally expressive. We should be tough and not ask for help. If we're going to talk to other boys and men, we should talk about, cards or sports, nothing deep. And the end result of all of that is that we disengage from our friendships. Her research shows that by late adolescence, boys are letting go of those close friendships, which earlier they said they would go crazy without.
And oftentimes men are told to be competitive, which is at odds with being a good friend, right?
Exactly. You can't do a hyper-competitive version of masculinity and still form the kind of close friendships that...
Yes, you fucking can. God, man, who is this? NBC. I knew they were going to go woke, dude. I had a fucking feeling. They got soy boys from fucking Reddit talking about you can't have hyper masculinity. You can't be competitive. Do you know what I love to do when I go hiking with the guys? Sharing all the stories of all the fucking progress we're making, whether we're looking at like who's fucking shredded, who put on a little bit of weight, who closed the deal, who's getting their fucking shit in order, who's buying a house, and it's all motivational. It's not a direct competition. It's motivation by progress to be in a group where it feels like there is no weak links. The brotherhood. That's what every man craves, to be in a social network of men where everybody's pulling their weight and everybody's good at what they do and everybody has gold nuggets they could drop. Do you know how much valuable experience and information you get from being in a group like that, where some guy is operating at the top percentile of his specialty, and you can just bypass all the bullshit of asking strangers and he will distill all the most important information that you need to be successful. Do you know how this is what mentors used to do? Do you know how incredible it is to have a guy that's top of finance that can hook you up with anything investment related. Do you know how cool it is to have a guy that's like black belt in MMA, black belt in weapons handling, and you can just go, bro, teach me how to shoot and teach me how to fight, and they just give you privates at a like top percentile level, ex-professionals. Do you know what it's like to be surrounded by men on that level of various mediums in life that you just simply don't have the time to master? With that level of proficiency, it takes one man a ton of dedication and time, most likely his life, to become that proficient at that thing. Now imagine you have multiple men like that who all specialize in something. It's beautiful. And it's healthy competition. It's inspirational to be around somebody like that, a group of men like that. Of course, they're trying to do this woke new male bullshit on NBC. Yeah, bro, I posted a Reddit fucking thread and I rediscovered Walking with the Boys. Oh, fuck, man. We are done with in the West. We're fucking cooked, dude. If we don't reverse this shit, tribe and train. Everybody, literally. Tribe up, train. You have no fucking choice. Every single person. I'm talking for the men. Unreal. Anyways, boys, we'll see you on the next one.